Today I'm having a look at this Medicom Toys MAFEX number 16 in a line. This is the Empire Strikes Back version of Boba Fett. And it's a nice older figure. This is a reissue, the one that came out in, I believe, 2024. So, but I've had this sitting around for a while. This one and the Return of the Jedi version too. I have both of these, but I haven't got around to review them, so I figured I'd go ahead and fire this one up and check it out. So here's the side of the box here. Yep, Boba. The other side, the Empirable MAFEX control sticker there. And the back just shows you everything he comes with. He doesn't come with much. He's got his 2 weapons, but he has some nice details. The jetpack looks good. The chipping on the figure looks pretty authentic. Looks pretty good. So yeah, that's Boba. Let's get him out here and check him out real quick. So this figure doesn't come with too much, but let's just go into the accessories first. Here's your multi-positional stand, which is nice. I really like these stands. You know, just a stock multi-positional stand they give you with these figures. And this one only comes with a total of 5 hands. Yeah, and they just plug in, basically. There's basic articulation on them. You can rotate them around any way you want. But a few, weapons, gripping hands, and that's about it, really. And he's got his 2 weapons. He's got his classic Boba scoped rifle there. And it does have nice detail. Very nice detail. Little plastic, whatchamacallit there. This thing right here to loop around his shoulder or whatever. Yep. But the rifle looks good. I like how they painted it. It looks pretty decent. And then we've got his handgun here. So, and in the Empire Strikes Back, he had both of these weapons. The Return of the Jedi one only comes with the one gun, with the blaster, not the pistol. So I guess that's what's kind of nice about this one. At least it has the two weapons, which is cool. Yep. Like I said, it doesn't. It's a good sculpt. It doesn't give you much, but yeah, it's still cool. Excuse me. And then getting right into the figure, here's Boba. Oh, look, his hand falls off right away. Now, I've got some complaints about this right off the bat. I can't believe it. But here, let's go. His gun holster, immediately just fell off of his waist right there. I barely touched it to take off this, open it up so I could put his pistol inside this thing. And this thing came unglued right off of his waist. So that's kind of cheap, MAFEX. Not so happy about that. And, yeah, like I said, here's one of his hands fell off right there. It's a nice figure, but it's kind of, being it's just a straight reissue of an older figure. This one had a few limitations. It does have the movable rangefinder here, but you have to be really careful with this. These things snap off so easily, incredibly easy. You have to be really careful with that. And this particular figure came with plastic all the way around his head. I actually had to pop the head off to take the plastic off. I guess they put it around to protect the nice paint job on the helmet. But it was so difficult to get off of there. Incredibly difficult. It was scary. Excuse me, especially with this rangefinder. I mean, these things snap so easily, and then having to take this plastic off this whole head. It wasn't just a round part of it. It was underneath it and everything. Pardon me. But that was difficult. So, I mean, I'm glad they protect the sculpt, but geez. But anyway, it's a nice figure. It's pretty decent. The chipping looks good. I like how they did, simulated the worn armor. It looks good. I mean, the details are there. It's pretty nice. Yep, rockets, whistling birds on his gauntlet. This device right there. Yep. The other gauntlet looks good. Yep, the insignia, the Mudhorn, Mudhorn insignia on his pauldron there. Yeah, it looks good. It's nice. Very nice. The pouches, the tools on his legs. I mean, it's pretty cool. does have the old school little plastic cloth goods thing right there. That's not, It's just molded. The jetpack thrusters do move, though. They're very tight on this copy. They do move, though. And they're hollow, so you could potentially put, some effects into them to make them look like he's blasting. It's got the larger old school rocket on it. This probably comes off, but I don't really want to mess with it. Yeah, it feels pretty tight. Maybe it doesn't come off. I'm not 100% positive. But yeah, check out the chipping on the back of the helmet. I mean, the thing is done nice. It's pretty nice. It's got the Wookiee braids around his shoulders. Nice buckles, articulate, detail to attention on the buckles on the back. This really disappoints me, though, that the gun holster fell off. Because, having the gun, that's one of the main things that differentiates this figure from the, Return of the Jedi figure. Yeah, as this guy doesn't have the gun, the pistol. So yeah, bummer, man. That kind of sucks. But anyway, it's nice. Double jointed articulation for the knees, single jointed articulation for the arms. Yeah, it's pretty limited. This does have the hoses right here, so I guess you want to be a little bit careful if you're going to articulate this. These are attached at the top up here, so they don't come up that much, but you do get a pretty full range. You can get his arms into a T-pose. It does have bicep swivel, but it's right at the top. Below there's a ball joint up there, right at the top. So it's right below that. And it does feel like it does have a butterfly joint. Mine's a little bit tight. That's nice. And then the hands do articulate up and down, around, pretty much any way you want them. They do horizontal. They do side to side. Pretty nice. Not bad. It's pretty funny how this one just fell out right away. Typical older MAFEX. Yep. Let's see, down here at the feet. I guess, does it have toe joint? Yeah, it has toe joint articulation. Goes down that much, up that much. Side to side it's pretty tight, but you can see it does have a little bit of rocker. Not bad. Has drop down articulation at the hips. Older style hips, like barbell hips. The pouches lift up and get out of the way, so that's kind of nice. Kicks out about that, I want to say that far. Yep. Back. Wow, back pretty far. That's kind of nice. Decent. Goes out. Spreads out about that wide. Not bad. That's pretty cool. At the waist, you get a little bit of pivot. Does articulated turns there at the waist. Crunches forward. Not much. Back, a little bit better. But the forward, boy, that's almost non-existent. At the head, you basically can, like I said, the rangefinder articulates. Be careful with that thing. And it does turn, goes down, looks down a decent amount. See if it goes back up. Well, not that much. Does have a little bit of side-to-side articulation. That's good, so you can give him a little attitude if you want. So, yeah, that's it. Not bad. I mean, it's an older figure. Oh, and it does have thigh swivel down here, too, as well. So that's pretty cool. Pretty standard articulation, really. So So final thoughts on this guy. It's a nice looking figure. I think it does have some older limitations on it. You know, stuff like this thing falling off right away. You know, that's kind of a pain in the butt. But I mean, that can be super glued back, so it's not that big of a deal. But, you know, one other thing I do want to say is, though, putting his trigger finger through this was almost nearly impossible because the hands are so rigid and it's a harder plastic. I didn't want to go in there. I wanted to originally pose him out with this, and I spent like 10 minutes messing with this. And believe me, I've been doing this for many, many, many years, and it was almost completely impossible to get his trigger finger on the trigger with the rifle, which kind of sucked. So I do have some gripes about it, but aesthetically, I think it's a nice looking figure. It does have some nice details. Is it the best, Empire Strikes Back Boba. Well, I think it would fit in really good with your other figures, with your Black Series figures and the like. And, maybe your SH Figure Arts figures too. It fits in perfectly with those, so that's cool. Is it the best one? Paint-wise, I think it probably is the best as far as paint-wise, even though the undersuit is a little clean and the armor looks, really detailed as far as the chipping and everything. I don't think anybody has done this kind of detail as far as the chipping goes. So, I mean, it gets points for that. But then it gets dings for, as far as, things like, can't even get the, his blaster pistol, his hand through the, through the trigger guard. That kind of sucks, and things falling off. So it's some older problems with MAFEX. It reminds me of the older MAFEX problems that they had. And this is a reissue, but I guess it's just a straight rebuild from the old days. So problems and all. I don't think they made any improvements to it. Not as really as far as I can see. But it's a good figure. I would recommend it. You just have to be real careful when you get this thing, Don't break the rangefinder. Don't snap anything off. So, yeah. But anyway, guys, if you stuck around and watched this, thanks a lot for watching, and I appreciate you checking out the channel. I'm constantly uploading new stuff to my playlist. So come back if you want to see more videos on my channel. And if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. All right, guys, thanks a lot. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch it. And we will catch you on the next one. May the Force be with you. Always, my friends.